The orbiter access arm continues to be retracted.
Start APU strip chart recorders. And that is in work.
Everything continues to go well and on schedule.
PLT, OTC, perform APU pre-start.
OTC, PLT, APU pre-start in work.
Auxiliary power unit pre-start procedures are now being worked by pilot Scott Kelly.
OTC, PLT, APU pre-start is complete. 3 great talkbacks.
Copy.
Pilot Kelly reports that the pre-start of the APUs are complete. Activation will come in just about 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's just go for orbiter APU start.
And we have a go for APU start.
APU start.
APU starts in work.
CDR, OTC, reconfigure heaters.
CDR, heater reconfig in work.
T-minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds, and counting. The SRB and external tank safe and arm devices are being armed.
OTC, PLT, APU start is complete. 3 good APUs, norm press.
OTC, copy.
This mission carries a crew of 7 who will spend the next 8 days in space performing 3 spacewalks to service the orbiting Hubble Space Telescope. T-minus 4 minutes and counting.
Yeah, let's just go for purge sequence 4.
A final test of the flight control surfaces will be conducted. This is a programmed pattern of movements designed to verify the readiness for launch of the engines and other flight control surfaces. Three main engines are being gimbaled as a final test before launch. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. All is going well for launch tonight. Everything continues to look good for NASA's final shuttle mission of 1999.
Pressurization.
Tonight's launch is expected to be visible to most of the southeastern coastal regions of the U.S.
PLT, OTC, clear caution and warning memory, verify no unexpected errors.
OTC, PLT, that's in work.
Everything continues to look good, and we are cleared for launch tonight. No problems are being reported from the vehicle or from the crew.
OTC, PLT, caution and warning memory is cleared. No unexpected errors.
Copy. Discovery, close and lock your visors and initiate O2 flow. Have a safe journey to Hubble and continue man's quest to unveil the secrets of the universe. We'll see you in 8 days.
Discovery copies, advisor pseudo 2.
GLS is go for ET, LH2 pressurization.
T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds. All systems are go. Discovery is about 90 seconds away from launch. T-minus 1 minute, 15 seconds. The liquid hydrogen tank inside the external tank is reported to be at the proper flight pressures at this time. T-minus 1 minute and counting. Everything is still looking good for launch of Shuttle Discovery from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. T-minus 50 seconds. And we are transferring to orbiter internal power at this time. Discovery is now running off its 3 onboard fuel cells. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start.
GLS is go for auto sequence.
And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions.
20 seconds.
T-minus 15 seconds. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We have a go for main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery on a mission to repair the Hubble Space Telescope as we venture into the 21st century.
Houston Discovery, roll program.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Houston is now controlling, and roll maneuver is complete. Discovery is now in a heads down position, on course for a 28.5 degree, 310 nautical mile orbit. Discovery's 3 main engines now are beginning to throttle down to lessen the effects of the dense lower regions of the atmosphere on the orbiter. Discovery already traveling 700 miles per hour, 3 miles altitude, a little more than a mile downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Now 1 minute into the flight, the 3 main engines now beginning to throttle back up.
Discovery Houston, go at throttle up.
Discovery copies, go at throttle up.
Now 1 minute, 20 seconds into the flight. Discovery already 10 miles in altitude and downrange 7 miles from the launch site, traveling 1,500 miles per hour. All systems looking good aboard Discovery. 3 good electrical systems as fuel cells, and also the auxiliary power units providing hydraulic power to the vehicle. All 3 main engines still in excellent shape, approaching 1 minute, 40 seconds into the flight. The next step is burnout and separation of the twin solid rocket boosters on the orbiter. Discovery system now weighs half of what it did at liftoff, having burned half its weight, total weight in propellant.
Discovery Houston, 2-engine bend.
Discovery copies, 2-engine bend career.
The SRB separation has been confirmed. The crew has also been told that they can get to the Ben Guerir transatlantic abort site on 2 engines should one fail at this point. All systems in excellent shape and all very quiet here in Mission Control. 3 good main engines, 3 good hydraulic systems, and fuel cells aboard the orbiter. Discovery's altitude is 40 miles. Downrange now from the Kennedy Space Center, 55 miles. Discovery is now traveling 3,500 miles per hour.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO, select Banjul.
Discovery copies. Press to ATO, selecting Banjul.
And that call to Kurt Brown aboard Discovery and the rest of the orbiter's crew, that the orbiter can reach orbit on 2 engines should one fail. Again, all 3 are still in excellent shape. Discovery is 54 miles in altitude now, downrange from the launch site 110 miles, traveling 4,400 miles per hour. Booster Systems Officer reports that 3 main engines are in excellent shape at this point. Approaching 3 minutes, 50 seconds into the flight.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Discovery copies. Negative return.
And Discovery can no longer return to the Kennedy Space Center in the event of a problem on board, but all systems are in excellent shape.
Discovery Houston, press to MECO.
Discovery copies. Press to MECO.
4 minutes, 25 seconds into the flight, Discovery can now reach a safe orbit on 2 engines in the event that one should fail, but all 3 are still in excellent shape, as are the hydraulic systems and the electrical systems on board. Discovery is now traveling nearly 6,000 miles per hour, 200 miles away from the Kennedy Space Center at an altitude of 65 miles. Kurt Brown, commander of the mission, Scott Kelly, the pilot, along with Jean-Francois Clairvoy and John Grunsfeld up on the flight deck during this ride to orbit. Down on the middeck, the remaining crew members, Mike Fold, Claude Nicollier, and Steve Smith, the payload commander of the mission. Now just more than 5 minutes into the flight, about 3.5 minutes remaining in powered flight before main engine cutoff. Again, all systems in excellent shape. Discovery is now traveling 7,000 miles per hour at an altitude of 67 miles, 270 miles downrange.
Discovery Houston, single engine, Ops 3.
Discovery copies. Single engine. Ops 3.
Discovery Houston, single engine Banjul, 104.
Discovery copies. Single engine Banjul, 104.
5 minutes, 55 seconds into Discovery's flight. The orbiter can now reach Banjul and the Gambia on 1 engine should 2 fail. But again, all 3 are still in excellent shape, as are the APUs, the auxiliary power units, providing hydraulic power to Discovery systems, and the 3 fuel cells providing electrical power as well. Discovery is now traveling 9,000 miles per hour, downrange from the launch site, approaching 400 miles at an altitude of 67 miles. Acknowledging that call, meaning Discovery can now reach orbit on 1 engine should 2 fail, but all 3 again in excellent shape. Discovery's traveling nearly 11,000 miles per hour, downrange from the launch site, 487 statute miles. Guidance officer reports main engine cutoff will occur 8 minutes, 26 seconds into the flight. Discovery now at 7 minutes, 15 seconds into the mission to service the Hubble Space Telescope for the 3rd time. Now traveling nearly 13,000 miles per hour, 600 miles away from the Kennedy Space Center, 65 miles above the Earth's surface. Discovery is now rolled to a heads-up position, and now communications is through the tracking and data relay satellite system as the clock shows, approaching 8 minutes into the flight, about 26 seconds now remaining in powered flight before Discovery reaches safe orbit, downrange from the launch site 745 miles, 66 miles above the Earth's surface, traveling 16,000 miles per hour. 10 seconds from main engine cutoff. Waiting for the call from the booster officer here in Mission Control. And the main engine cutoff has been confirmed by the booster officer in Mission Control, standing by for separation of the external fuel tank.
Discovery Houston, nominal MECO, ohms 1, not required.
Discovery copies, nominal MECO, ohms 1 not required.
That call pretty straightforward to Kurt Brown aboard Discovery, a nominal main engine cutoff. The next event will be the second, or the orbital maneuvering system engine burn. That scheduled to occur about 40 or so minutes into the flight. Flight Director Wayne Hale here polling each flight control position to shut down the hydraulic systems aboard the orbiter, as they are no longer required now that Discovery is safely on orbit.